Hi, everybody. Today for Sunday Funday, we're going to see how I draw Ramesses the Okay. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description, and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. All right, Ramesses the Okay. So what I mean by that is Ramesses the Great, right? That's an actual person. Okay. And I wanted to draw another wrestler, but I thought I'd do a play on words of Ramesses the Great. So he's not Ramesses the Great, he's Ramesses the Okay. Right? Funny, haha. Either way, it's what I want to do. So yeah, another wrestler phase. That's it. I just thought it would be funny to do another wrestler type, like I did last Sunday. And because he's a mummy, I got him in kind of a funny mummy pose, like he's having a hard time walking. Does that make sense? Meh, kind of does it, kind of doesn't. Let me make some adjustments here. The trick is, I want him to be a wrestler, right? But I don't want him to be strong, but not too strong, because he's supposed to be a mummy, right? So in other words, it's like, how do I say I don't want him to be muscular, but I want him to have muscles. Again, does that make sense? Let me erase. I got too much going on right there. I need to define a little bit better. There we go. There's my edge. There it is. Nope. Way off. But that's what sketching is for. That's where I can put these lines down and try to see if it's going in the right direction I want it to. Right? Because I've got him doing a certain pose, so I do want him to be a little I keep saying strong. I guess I don't want to use the word strong. It's not quite the word I'm going for. Fleshed out. Okay, ultimately, he's not a mummy, you know? So ultimately, I need to stop thinking of it as I need to make a mummy, right? That's not what we're doing here. What am I going to do with the arm here? We're just going to have it hanging down. Let's see. How about we... wrap the arms. Just gonna have it hanging down like that. I think that's part of the problem is I overthink it, you know? I'm just trying to draw a little wrestler guy and I'm overthinking everything. Okay. All right, not bad. Let's see. You know what? I've got some anatomy here just to make sure I'm getting at least a few of these parts right. Because here's the trick, and this is what I say every time we do musculature. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think of the word. Every time we do musculature, the trick is I want it to look like I have to decide what's going to be inked and what's not, because when I'm working with musculature, these are soft curves. You know, it's skin, it's bending flesh, and that's not what you want to define with a hard edge, a hard black sharp edge is what I'm trying to say. So the trick is to always try to figure out what I'm going to ink and what I'm not. Because like I said, with the Sharpie, you're creating a hard edge that it screams at you. It doesn't whisper. Sharpies never whisper, right? And I don't want to do that with muscles. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I think that's good enough for that. Maybe a little more muscular there. Okay, let me draw a mask real fast. And so here's where we're going to get crazy. Because here's the ram part of Ramesses. That's what I'm going to draw horns. And so this has got nothing to do with the Egyptian pharaoh Ramesses. It's just funny because he's going to have horns. Big old huge horns. That's it. That's the only thing that makes him Ramesses. And also there's going to have straps hanging off because I want them to be like bandaged up, you know? But it's like that's going to be the only thing that is the ram, right? There is nothing else that has to do anything with ram on Ramesses except that he has bandages everywhere. Okay, I think that might work. A little low. I probably could have done it a little higher, but I think I'm good with the placement here. Maybe, let's see. It's right on the edge. Maybe I could scoot it down just a hair. Just a hair. That'll give us more room. There. Okay, let me erase this pencil line here. That's what I usually do is I draw pencil lines like this across to make sure I don't fall off the camera. But since we're scooting down, I can erase it because I already know where I am, right? Okay, I think that's good. Let me double check. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, so also let me erase some of these other sketch lines because What I usually do is I place a bunch of place lines down, a bunch of sketch lines down, just to try to get the placement, right? That's why I accidentally called it a place line. Basically, I just sketch until I'm comfortable, and then when I get more confident, and when I get more paper taped correctly to the board, I start pressing harder, and those are confidence lines. And as I lightly erase, the sketch lines will disappear, and the confidence lines stick around. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of our sketchiness and keep our confidence. All right. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm ready. There's enough that I can see. I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Sunday Funday, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general, because I do so many that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So check it out, and I'm going to get going right now. So I'm going to just jump right in with his eyes, so I get the placement right. And if you want to know why this has nothing to do with Ramesses, go check out the sketch portion. I've already explained the entire thing there. All right, there's the eyes. I'm going to draw a little bit of a dot for a dab for a pupil, because this is so tiny, I can only get so much in here before it starts to bleed. So that's all I can do for the eyes. Now for the bottom of the eye, I'm just going to come in just a little bit and imply the bottom, because again, this is going to start to bleed if I go all the way across. You're welcome to do it if you're working with pencil or anything else. Mine's too tiny to do that, so I just imply the eye and let color take care of the rest. Now he also does have a furrowed brow, but I want to draw the mask edge first. And I just basically draw around like that, just a big old eye hole. Like that. And again, a furrowed brow, so I've got him kind of like that, okay? Little angry Ramesses. All right, that looks good. That looks good. So for the masks, usually all I can really do is I'll draw the nose. We'll do something like this because it's sewn on. That's all you can really see anyway. And then there's a little bottom hole for the nose where they can breathe. But that's all we can see. We can't see the bulb. We can't see the nostrils. None of that stuff because it's a mask. I'm gonna draw the bottom of the rest of it. Now, see what I'm doing right here? I'm giving him kind of like a mask because I want him wrapped up, bandaged like a mummy type thing. I'm drawing the edges here almost like a mustache, but like a bandage is basically what it is. And I'm going to start to thicken my lines up just a little bit. The reason is because when I start to switch over to this Sharpie right there, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. And so I'm trying to match how that's going to be. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, because ultimately this is how I draw. You draw how you draw and we'll meet somewhere in between. I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw. And even if you're working with pencil, it might look silly having to thicken up lines anyway. So don't worry about it. You do what comes natural to you. I'm just trying to make a flowing bandage type kind of look, just for something different, okay? His mask is gonna come up here. We're gonna say it kind of comes to a point like that. Why? I don't know. Because we're the ones making it, you know? Something like that. Now, this is where his mouth is, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do something like that for the bottom of it. And then I'm gonna bring his chin, let's say, that's where his mouth is. That's not his entire mouth. That's just the opening for his mouth. Kind of like the opening for his eyes, opening for his nose, opening for his mouth. So for his mouth, there, we're just gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do a bottom lip just a little bit like this. And that's all we can do. So that line is the opening of the mouth. There's the bottom lip. Top lip you can't really see. There's the rest of the material, kind of like this. We've got to close it off somehow. So I can draw his chin like this. Okay? Awesome. All right, it's a little low. I probably should have brought it in a little higher, but that's okay. Again, we're doing crazy mask stuff right now anyway. So let's see. I want like some kind of like almost like a Egyptian tablet type kind of thing on his forehead. So I'm just going to draw this almost as if he's got like a headband that's got his little insignia up here. Yeah, I like that. And if you can, try to draw like a piping, like a hollow edge like this. Try not to touch. If you touch, don't worry about it. No big deal, because mine probably will too. But try not to. Just get it around like that. And then we'll do some kind of, they always have like Egyptian symbols, you know, so we'll just do like, you know, like an eye and maybe some rays coming down, you know, just to try to do something. And then we'll do like a rocket ship or so, you know what I mean? Just some kind of weird Egyptian, yeah, we'll say like it's a rocket ship, something like that, right? Who knows? We're just going for weird Egyptian hieroglyphs. That's the word I was looking for, hieroglyphs. So let me draw the rest of his head up here. The side of his head's coming up like this. And for the most part, all this stuff is taking up the rest of his head. So you can't really see much anyway, right? I'm just gonna say you can see the sides of his head like that. And this is where we're gonna draw his rams, the rams of Ramesses. So I want him connected to his head like this. So I want him indented just a little bit, right? And then I'm gonna draw the top of his head like here and like this. I combine those two words. I'm curious, now I wanna go back and see what YouTube's wording is like. What's the closed caption? See what Hish. What did you do for Hish? All right, so I'm doing like bandages because that's the other thing is I'm wrapping his head up. We're gonna do like mummy bandages, right? So I'm just gonna kind of wrap some wrappings around, kind of like this, and I don't know what. And just like I said, just kind of wrapping, and then we'll worry more about the detail later. So I'm switching over to the big Sharpie now because that's all the tiny detail I needed. Now I'm going to do some gigantic big horns. So I'm going to draw them coming out. Let's see, I got them coming out, over, so over, right? No, I want them down and like this. That's what it was. So they're going to come down, up like this, and it's going to kind of curl under, but the inside is now kind of doing like this, right? So that's curling under. So it's kind of, this is the front side coming like that. So the entire thing, let's do it backwards now. So the entire thing, here's the top part like that. It's gonna come down like this. It's gonna curl under, go back up like that, okay? So this part's gonna curl, go back into itself because it's gonna curl out to this next part like that. I think I actually did it backwards than what I initially sketched. Something like that, and then it's gonna curl out. So this one's gonna curl like this. Do just like we did there, curl up. And then it's gonna curl out again, but again, this side's gonna come through like that. Does that make sense? Okay, and then just kind of come this one and come up like that. And there we go. There's the ram of Ramesses. So same thing, we got a curly Q out, okay? So same thing, it's going to, let's see if there's any backwards way we can do it. No, do the same thing like we did. So this one's going to curl under, go up, come back down, and then it's going to kind of curl into itself because it went back, right? It's going through like that. That's coming down, something like this, back under to itself. What's funny is that's not how I sketched it out, but that's what made sense to me when I started doing it. Now, I don't want to draw all the horn lines. I'm going to draw some, right? But I want to do like a few just to show the curl, the way it's going, right? Something like that. So that's the flow of the actual line. And just a few like that. Like I said, mostly I want to do it with color, but I just wanted to show like the flow of the horn, the way it's growing like that. It's actually supposed to be in segments, right? But again, it's also flowing out like that. But maybe I'll do the segments with some color, like a stair step segment. You'll see, because that's the way the horn grows. All right, super simple, done there. So now what I was talking about before is now we got to draw muscles with the Sharpie, and that's the hardest part. So the traps coming down like this to his bicep, down like this. Let's do the other side here. This arm is pushed up, so we're gonna see the bicep up like that, a little bit higher, and it's gonna come through his neck like this. This one's coming through like that. You can't see anything else like his clavicle or any of that stuff because of the way I've got his head kind of bent down a little bit. So I'm not going to worry too much about all these other lines. But see how thick these lines are? That's what I'm talking about. And that's why I wanted to try to match this thickness. I wanted this to be just as thick to make it look not unique, uniform. Something like that. All right, so let's do this arm first since it's raised up, and you'll see where we are. So I'm going to draw his let's see, his deltoid like that, right, to his bicep, all flexed out and strong because it's all raised up like this. So his arm is raised up, but again, I've got bandages all over the place. Sorry, my paper is, I think I'm sweating all over it because it's really warping right now. That's why I use this to keep my hand from getting it wet, but apparently it's not working. It's getting, anyway, sorry, back to the drawing. Here's his elbow. So it's gonna come through like this, but I've got material and bandages kind of hanging down because I'm gonna bandage up his arm like a mummy, right? So what I like to do is kind of do stuff like this, just kind of stair step it, because I want it to look like, let me show you, like it's wrapped up, and I want it to look like the bandage is over the arm, right? So it's not flat, it's actually raised up a little bit, just to give it that that wrapped look, like there's stuff all through it. And you don't have to hit every single perfect line like I did right there, like okay, I did a bump, we got to draw a thing there. No, you don't have to do that. I just want it to look like it's wrapped up, that's it. That is all. All right, so his hand, I've gotten kind of a fighting grip like this. So I'm gonna draw his, let's draw a bandage out like that, just kind of hanging off, right? So I'm gonna draw his thumb out like this, up to the meat of his hand. Look how funky that thumb looks. That didn't come out right, so let's draw a bandage. We're gonna hide what we need to with bandages. Okay, so we're gonna do some foreshortening here because his fingers are gonna be like this, so they're gonna look a little nubby. Like if I were just to show you that right there, you're like, well, where's the rest of the finger? Well, it's bent. So you just gotta do some foreshortening and some creative artwork. Okay, so see, like that, it's all bent over. We're gonna do the same thing with the next one. Then they're gonna turn in more. So now you're gonna see more of the top part, okay? But here's where they're connecting, so they're all arced off that edge right there, okay? And so now, again, I'll add some more of these bandages, or I'll connect some of these bandages so you see where we are and why I did it like that. Okay. So again, with a little creativity, it can look like a hand is doing this just by adding a little bit extra, you know, going the extra mile, so to speak. Okay, so bringing his arm in. this. We'll draw some of those muscular pecs like that. And okay, so this is what I was talking about in the sketch portion, is what are we going to draw, because it's a soft edge. The muscle is, as hard as a muscle is, it's a soft edge, you know. So it's like, well, okay, so then what do you want to draw? You know, what are you gonna highlight? Because you got to draw edges, you got to show separation, but you got to keep it soft because it's flesh. So there's the trick. All right, this hand is hanging down. I'm gonna draw this bicep like this. This one's not as flexed as that because it's just hanging down to his forearm. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw the edge of the glove like we did there. So his pecs, we're gonna go ahead and do, I'm not gonna connect it. I'm just gonna do like this, do the other one the same way, just to show again that it's a hard edge for soft material. And let's see, there should be another line like somewhere like this. So we'll just do like that, just to kind of accent that there is a separation there as well. All right, so that means I can do his other arm, the back of his arm like this to the forearm. And again, I can do a little bit of exaggeration there to show the bicep, right? Something like that. Maybe connect those lines, you know? All right. Maybe a little bit more here. That ended a little too easily. See, but it helps to bring in like a little Sharpie like that to add a little bit of accent that you couldn't have done with a big fat Sharpie like this. Even though it's called a Sharpie fine point, there's nothing fine about this point. All right, so same thing. We're gonna do some bandages there. So I want one hanging down early. So I'm gonna do like I was doing the stair step, and then I'm gonna go ahead and draw one like that, because I know from my sketch where it's gonna be. And that's gonna be hanging over all of it, right? Kind of like all this stuff. So now you see, that's what I was doing. Giving it hanging down bandages, but also giving it a little creative design for the mask to make it kind of fit all together, the feel of it, right? So his wrist is about right here, so I'm going to continue down to there. I'm going to go ahead and do another wrapping like this. Again, I'm following my sketch, so that's going onto the hand, going into the wrist, and I've got the thumb coming out. So see, I wanted it through the hand like that. There's the fingers. I'm pretty much doing this. Pretty much doing nurse. Again, I'm not a speaker, and I'm going to say it over and over again. Evan and Caitlin, you ever see them on YouTube? They're great makers. They've got a great saying that words are hard. Absolutely they are. Other fingers are kind of behind, so you can't see them as much, all right? So I'm just gonna kind of say they're all like this, and then we're gonna extend the pinky out a little bit more to kind of exaggerate that it's more of a claw, you know, more of a dramatic hand. Okay, so now let's add some accents or add some wrappings. And again, you don't have to hit every single bump, but you just want to make it look like it's wrapped up with bandages, mummy style, you know? Awesome. I don't think I gotta do anything with that hand. That looks pretty good. No more fixing, no correcting, you know? All right, so now we're gonna do basically that on his legs. So I just gotta draw his chest down. And I do have him kind of hunched over a little bit. So I'm gonna draw his rib cage like this. Zip his back of his rib cage into his waist. And so let me also draw again like his rib cage a little bit like this, just to kind of show that it's, you know, he's all muscular and wrestler style, but he is hunched over as well. So there is a little bit of like muscles, but you know, they're kind of flexed on each other because they're looks like a very smug face. Look at that. But they're kind of bent over on each other so he can not flex, but what's the word I'm looking for? He's hunched over on himself is what I'm trying to say. All right. Okay, that's enough. So now we're gonna do kind of like we did here, just a bunch of wraps all the way around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow my sketch and just do like little stair stepping, kind of like we did there. Just I'm following the sketch, but doing some what do you call it? Bandage edges. That's what we're gonna call this technique. Bandage edges. Ooh, and let's hang some straps. Like that. Then I'm gonna bring it back up. Ooh, let's come from this way. So his crotch is gonna be here. Like that. So it's just a jaggedy edge. That's all we're really drawing. Let's see, should we just hang a strap here? Yeah, let's hang a strap here. Okay. It's the same thing, just jagged down. Jagged, what did I call it? Bandage? I don't know. Again, this is why I don't talk. This is why I just draw. Closing it off there, keeping it simple. Ooh, you know what? Speaking of keeping it simple, let's just finish up the boots, then we'll come back and add all this detail, because the boots are going to be simple. They're just coming down. There's the edge down to the front of the foot, kind of pointed at you. Like that. Same thing here. This one's coming down. The boots, I never do anything too crazy. I got a running joke with Star Wars too, that they run out of money by the time they get to the boots, the design. They're like, okay, put all this money into this and all this money, and then when you get down, you're like, oh, we're out of money for the shoes. Just give them boots, no big deal. Give them space boots. And so yeah, so see, I keep it real simple with the boots anyway. I kind of look at it the same way. It's like, yeah, we ran out of money for the boots, so just give them some regular old wrestling boots. Oh, okay, so here, now we're just going to do some straps. We're just going to kind of strap it across. And we're going to say he is kind of wearing it like I guess you can say a diaper in so many words. Because he's got to wrap around his crotch here, and then he can wrap the legs around, right? So this is all we're really going to do. We're just going to draw some bandages coming through. I don't like that. I don't like when I draw through a line. Yeah, just see some straps, some bandages. And that's it. We're pretty much finished. We're just drawing extra stuff like this just to show that he's all mummied out, you know? Kind of some kind of knee, you know? So there, that simple, just like drawing a normal mummy. You know, I'm not going to try to reinvent the pharaoh, try to reinvent the mummy. I'm just going to wrap him up. And here I do stuff like that just to mix it up, so it's not a straight line going across every single time, just to break up the See, I hate when I do that, just to break up the texture. Again, I'm gonna make some kind of big old knee. Almost like maybe that's where he's got a knee pad or something, you know? But there, that's simple. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So for Sunday Funday, that is Ramesses.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.